Hi there. How are you? No, it's not Epicash Friday. It's not Epicash Live. It is Tuesday evening. And hold on, I want to make sure I'm not going to get blown out here. There we go. I see myself and I see Ernest. I am really excited, everyone. Tonight, we've tried to schedule this for a good bit of time now, and we're finally on the books. So I have Ernest from Finance Your Independence on YouTube. He is an amazing YouTuber who covers Epicash. And let me just go to a screen share, and I'm just going to take you to his channel so you can see what it looks like. Bear with me. There we go. So if you're watching this, please go to Finance Your Independence, and let's get Ernest over 800 subscribers tonight. How about that, right? So as you can see here, Epicash. I love Ernest, how you have just stepped up and have gone for it. And you're putting out some amazing content. Let me stop sharing that. And I'm going to go back here and just say hello in the chat real quick. Hi. For some reason, that seems to let people know we exist. There we go. All right. So enough of the pregame. Ernest, how are you? Tell me, where are you calling from today?
So I'm calling from Long Island, New York. And before I say anything, I just want to say a big thank you to you for having me on.
My pleasure.
I'm inspired by your work. And actually, when I first heard about Epicash, I went on YouTube to do a little bit of research. And your video was one of the resources that I had at the time to begin to learn about the space. So thank you very much for your work and having me on today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And you know what I like is like when I first saw the very first video that I think you presented, it just hit me. It's like, yes, finally. I love it. And you've probably heard me talk about this a lot, but I love people who lead with their chin versus their hand.
Right. That's right.
And I love people who, and I'm not implying anything here, Ernest, don't take this wrong, but I love it when people just start ugly, meaning you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't right? Just start making content and publishing it. And you've got a really, really unique style, I believe, to where, mine is more obviously live stream. Yours is more tailored and on purpose with intent, and you're covering subjects. Can you tell me how you arrived at that particular style?
So I noticed that in order to get the attention of people to follow anything that you are trying to do, you need to give them something that interests them. And for me personally, I believe in giving people value at the same time, giving them something that for instance, Epicash is something that I'm passionate about. So in order for me to bring Epicash to the masses, I need to find a story that a lot of people can relate to. That way, when I incorporate Epicash into the presentation, people can really embrace it and try to do some more research and see what this project is all about.
So give me an example of a story that you've woven into some of your work.
So for instance, I think I posted a video not too long ago about the current inflation rate in the United States, which is currently at 8.5%. And the reason why we all need to pay attention to the rising inflation rate in the United States is that income is not rising as fast as the rate of inflation, which means that if you're getting paid, let's say $50,000 a year, you have to understand that that money is being inflated away at the rate of 8.5%. So in order for you to just keep up with inflation, you have to sort of leverage the income that you are making in a way that over time help you keep up with the rising inflation. And some of us, the way we are doing that is by investing our money in the cryptocurrency space by investing in Epicash, because I see the potential of Epicash, and I believe in the coming years is going to be massive what this project is going to be able to do.
You know what I want to do? Can you see my screen there?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, I'm going to take it off mute just to give people a flavor of your work. This is the inflation video you were speaking of, right?
That's right.
So let's just watch this, everybody, for, let's see, it's 8 minutes. Let's just take a few minutes and watch. Okay, let me take it off of.
Shelter also accelerated to 5% versus the 4.7%.
Oh, I was already watching it.
Right.
Okay, let's.
What are the implications of rising inflation on our income? All this and more in this video. If you think that sounds interesting, you definitely need to watch this video to the very end.
Yeah, I've already liked it.
This is your favorite finance YouTuber, Ernest Cosmic, and welcome to Finance Your Independence. If you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button to be notified each time we post a new video. Also understand that anything said in this video should not be considered as financial advice. Be sure to do your own research before investing any of your hard-earned money into a volatile cryptocurrency market. All right. Let's get it. So interesting things are happening in the U.S. economy. The annual inflation rate in the U.S. accelerated to 8.5% in March of 2022, the highest since December of 1981, from 7.9% in February, and compared with market forecasts of 8.4%. Energy prices increased 32%, namely gasoline, which was up by 48%, fuel up by 70.1%, while Russia's invasion of Ukraine pushed crude oil prices higher. Also, food prices jumped 8.8%, the most since May 1981. Inflation rate for shelter also accelerated to 5% versus the 4.7% in February. Inflation rate for new vehicles rose to 12.5% versus the 12.4%, but eased for used cars and trucks by 35.3% versus the 41.2%. Excluding volatile energy and food categories, the consumer price index rose 6.5%, which is the most we've seen in 40 years. Many analysts expect that March will mark the peak in inflation, although the war in Ukraine is far from over. Supply chain bottlenecks persist and consumer demand remains elevated, which is likely to weigh on the consumer price index for a longer period of time. So basically, looking at everything that is happening in the US economy, things are not looking good at all. When it comes to inflation, people do not really understand how this affects them. They think it's just something that affects the economy without affecting their income. You have to understand that anything that affects the economy affects your personal life, because the economy is made up of you and I. It's made up of buyers and sellers. It's made up of people that are producing goods and services. So you have to understand that anything that affects the economy as a whole affects our bottom line.
I want to stop right there. You hold the green cash, you are literally burning your money every year to the tune of, they say 8.5%, but we know the real number's 15%.
That's right.
And that just means, everyone, you know, when you think about inflation, everybody, matter of fact, I'm going to stop the screen share. Everybody out there is feeling it right now. All you have to do is go to the gas station, go to the grocery store. Everything is getting absolutely ridiculous. It's interesting, in a store where I near where I live, they're starting to put the meat behind locked glass, making sure people don't steal it, like the steaks, the good stuff, and it's crazy. But the way to look at it, for those of you who work really hard for your money and you're like, you know what, I'm doing a good job, I'm socking a little bit away every month, and let's say you do a great job, and by the end of the year you've saved $1,000. Okay, let's start there. So that $1,000, let's talk about purchasing power. How much purchasing power does that $1,000 have versus a year ago? Well, if you go to the store, a year ago, you would have paid $850 for the same basket of goods, if you would. But now it costs $1,000. I might have those. I'm in the ballpark. I know I actually did it backwards, but you've lost $15 or $150 of purchasing power on $1,000.
Right.
I don't know about you, Ernest, but $150 is $150 after a while. And so you created a video educating people about inflation. And then I presume there's a punchline in there, and you probably pivoted and started talking about a favorite asset of yours. Is that true?
That's right. So Epicash is, I look at Epicash as Bitcoin without flaws, because Epicash is built using the Mimblewimble technology or protocol, which makes it more private. And if you look at the chain size of Bitcoin compared to Epicash, Epicash is lighter. So I've already seen what Bitcoin has done with its tokenomics. Right now, one Bitcoin is going for 41,000 US dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Epicash is only trading at $1.68, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And what people have to understand here is that Epicash has the same max supply as Bitcoin.
21. Yep.
And right now, as we speak, the technology is way advanced than the Bitcoin protocol. If we get more people into the space to understand the value Epicash brings, and the network effects begin to take place,
mm-hmm.
in the next 6 months or 12 months, we will see Epicash trading at multiple hundreds of dollars per coin.
Mm-hmm.
if not in the thousands. So there is huge potential here. There is huge, there could be huge return on your investment if you go in now that things are not overpriced. Right now, Epicash, in my opinion, is extremely undervalued, looking at what the protocol itself provides today.
Yeah. So for those who may be new to this channel, who are friends of yours, who you may have said, come on over and watch this interview with Uncle V. I've been covering Epicash for about a year now. And, it took me lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of videos to kind of start to try to get it.
Right.
But indeed, when you say, that Epicash is Bitcoin without all the flaws, a way I like to think about it is to try to get inside Satoshi's head. And Satoshi Nakamoto, he is the one that penned the white paper for Bitcoin. And if you read through that and you take a look at the words in that white paper and you count them, you start to understand what was really important to Satoshi at the time. I believe trustless is in there 12 times. And if we go in there and we read things about immutable, fungible, censorship resistant, decentralized, scalable, he created Bitcoin with 2008 technology. Now, I like to think about, okay, well, let's do this thought experiment. What if Satoshi, was working with today's technology and started that whole process all over again? One of the things that he didn't have in the original white paper was privacy by default, because you could not have a transaction be private on the blockchain by default because the technology was not there. And so that's, I believe, Ernest, what you're talking about, right? When you're saying it's
right.
Bitcoin without all the flaws, it's designed with the same number go up technology as Bitcoin, but it's perfected to the extent it can be with today's technology. So I'm thinking privacy probably would have been really, really high on Satoshi's list.
That's
Would
right.
you agree?
I agree. Absolutely. And one mistake I see a lot of investors make when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency is most people like to buy high and sell low. And and
Unfortunately,
it's funny because the actual way to do it is buy low and sell high. And the reason why I even came across Epicash in the first place was I was looking for a low cap gem that has solid fundamentals at the same time, a great team behind it
yes.
that I can invest in and watch my money grow over time. So when I was doing my research, I came across Epicash and I could not believe that a project like Epicash still existed with a small market cap.
Right.
So I was like, this is too good to be, true, because looking at the max supply, I know it's just a matter of time. The network effect will take over and the rest will be history. So I'm like, this is the best time for me to position myself to benefit from what is coming. So at the time when I started investing in Epicash, I was very anxious. I cannot I feel like I don't have enough money to get enough of it. Because I've already seen what happened with Bitcoin, and I don't need to be told what is going to happen with Epicash, because I already know 5 years, 6 years down the line is going to become a household name, and the market cap will be possibly in the trillions. So if you're watching right now and you are looking for a project with solid fundamentals, with a great team and a great community behind it, I think you owe it to yourself to do some research about Epicash and try to dig a little bit deeper and find out what this project is about, what makes this project special, where do you think this project will be 5 to 10 years from now, and make a decision for yourself. I've made a decision for myself because I've studied a couple of projects in the space that has the same tokenomics as Epicash, and I see how well they are doing. And the fact that Epicash was built using the 2019 technology, I believe it's just a matter of time, and the project will take off. So I'm really excited about the opportunity.
Yeah. I had a conversation with our lead engineer, Todd Lewis, last week, and he used something that I had with all my interviews that I have not heard before. That because I asked him, I'm like, well, in your mind, what did you set out to do or achieve in designing Epicash along with Max Freeman? And he says it's really simple. We wanted to create superior money. I've never heard those two words together before. And not lying. There it is on my notepad.
Right.
Superior money. And I've really been meditating on that a lot this week, just in my own head, because I always want to challenge myself to, even as much as I talk about it, how can I evangelize Epicash even better? How can I articulate it more clearly? And just by putting those two words together, superior money, it starts to make you wonder, okay, well, what is inferior money? Right? Inferior money would be money that is
being inflated away.
Being inflated. Yeah. Fungibility comes into mind, right? To where all they do is keep printing it. So
exactly,
with design, with the tokenomics, there are only 21 million Epicash coins. And I would normally say just like Bitcoin, but BTC is not Bitcoin. And if you take a look at the places where you can quote unquote buy Bitcoin, like on Robinhood, you're not buying Bitcoin on Robinhood. Those aren't your keys. Those are just IOUs. So you don't know. We don't know how many Bitcoin. Probably if everybody who thought they owned Bitcoin could just, like rock, paper, scissors, just throw in how much they have, I guarantee it would be a hell of a lot more than 21 million coins.
Possible.
Yeah. So inferior money would be surveilled, I think, right? So if we created some digital money, which there's digital money out there now, right? I mean, we can send each other value all kinds of ways. We could do it through Zelle or Venmo or PayPal. We could even do it with cryptocurrencies, right? And there are cryptos. There's Bitcoin, right? Well, Bitcoin, which we aspire, we're standing on the shoulders of Satoshi, but we aspire to be as good as Bitcoin and better. And why is Bitcoin? What are some of its insufficiencies? You had mentioned scalability earlier, I believe, right. and transaction speeds. Can you share with people if you were going to send me a Bitcoin, how long would it take and how much would it cost for that Bitcoin? And would it ever be realistic that somebody could buy a cup of coffee at Starbucks with Bitcoin?
It would be very difficult right now to buy a cup of coffee using Bitcoin unless you are using the Lightning network. Just sending Bitcoin from, let's say, one wallet to another, it will cost you about $27. And it will take about an hour before the person will receive the Bitcoin.
So that doesn't work too well standing in line.
It doesn't work too well. In some cases, it will be a little bit faster than you waiting for an hour. But regardless, the blockchain is very slow because it cannot scale at the layer 1 level.
Now, and the reason why this is really important, when one Bitcoin is minted, when it's mined, right? Every transaction that occurs with that Bitcoin is the information for that transaction is, just imagine all of the information. I send it to you. You have my sender information, your recipient information, how much it was for. Now that's in the bucket. Now you send it to somebody else and your information is put back in there, their information's put back there, and the transaction information. Now that bucket gets sent to the next one and the next one. So you have the transaction history of that entire coin from its minting that is in its annals. It's in its history, right? And that's what makes it such a bloated blockchain, because it has to carry all of that information, which can kind of be scary too, because when people who surveil that Bitcoin, because there are companies that are literally become, multi-billion-dollar companies because they have one job and one job only, and that's to surveil the Bitcoin blockchain. When they go surveil, they could take a look at your Bitcoin and tell you that 6 hops back, it was part of an illicit transaction. So they could actually seize your Bitcoin because of that. And it's why? It's because it's a surveillance coin. Whereas Epicash, which is also a layer 1 technology, it is private by default because of technology called Mimblewimble. And it is a beautiful, light technology so that the transactions, nobody knows from who to who or how much. It just works right out of the box, as Todd Lewis says. It just works. We don't have to do all this fancy schmancy stuff with it.
Right.
It just works. And because our blockchain doesn't have to carry the transaction history from birth of that coin, then it keeps us very light. So our transactions can be lightning fast, not through a lightning network, but lightning fast at the protocol level, not layer 2, layer one. And it's superior money.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So tell me what you do when you're not creating videos for Epicash. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
So I'm a site manager for Randstad, and I work from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. So every day, the time that I use to create those videos usually is midnight.
Wow.
Because I have 2 kids and a wife. So when I get home, I take a shower, make sure my kids are okay, play with them for like an hour. And then when they go to sleep, that's when I go ahead and record these videos. And I want people to know that if I don't believe in this project, first of all, I won't be recording these videos at 12 midnight while I should be sleeping and getting some energy for the next day.
Yeah.
But I believe, this project has huge potential, and I'm willing to put the time and the sacrifice in to see what it will become in a few years. And
I love that you're saying in a few years. That's one of the kind of, I think, traps we all get, sucked into in this land of crypto, because it's such a bumpy ride, right? It went from when I first started covering it at 18 cents.
Right.
It went up to 685. I mean, I was thinking the tree grew to the sky. And then, like with everything, there's a retrace and there's reasons for the retrace. But when you get right back down to it, you just have to start thinking about it logically. Okay. The more that you invest your time in understanding the key positive attributes of Epicash, how it works, when you get involved with this amazing community of ours, when you see the people who are leading with their chins, not their hands out, when you see the creativity, when you start to learn about Max's vision, but then you get grounded by Todd Lewis's realism about it being superior money, and it just works, and it works out of the box, and unapologetic about Mimblewimble when other people who don't understand it, will disparage it based upon a article written 3 years ago that has been debunked multiple times, but it's like an unflushable turd. It just does not go away. But when you start to realize how amazing this project is, and you start to realize that a really, really smart couple of people, Mars Callahan and Jonathan Sanger, who set out to do a made-for-TV series on crypto, when they set out to find an expert to be able to help them make sure that what they are writing, what they are creating is spot on, not made up. And when you realize that they ended up providentially having Max Freeman, founder of Epicash, be that guy. And when you realize that there is a made-for-TV series being created called Trillions, where Epicash is the cryptocurrency. Everything in the show is going to be denominated not in dollars, not in Bitcoin, but in Epicash. And it's going to educate while it entertains. We are so early here. Our market cap is under $50 million. So let's take a market cap of Bitcoin. Let's call it $1 trillion, right? It's not quite that, but just for the math, let's call it $1 trillion.
Right.
Bitcoin would have to have $1 trillion of new investment capital into that blockchain for you to double your money.
That's right.
For us, Epicash at $50 million market cap, that number would be, you would need 50 more million to double your money. So which is more likely, finding $1 trillion for an outdated coin versus the better standard of that design with new technology that is just 100% undiscovered. That's
Right.
that's the only thing standing between us and $1 trillion valuation is the
I
fact
agree.
that we are undiscovered. Now so I look at more like, okay, I think another great privacy coin out there is
Zcash.
you could call Pirate, or you could go to Monero, and I think Monero's like let's call it $400 million market cap.
Right.
There's a lot of issues with Monero, and 50 million versus 400 million. 50 million versus 400 million. I think we have a lot better. I mean, I know Monero people love their Monero, and I love the fact that they love their privacy. But when you take a look at all of the other attributes that create superior money, just having the use case that you're private is not superior money. You want to be able to be fast. You want to be able to have it be able to pay for your coffee, with Epicash. So from a market cap standpoint, from a return on your investment, we're in the right asset. What we have to exercise, though, is patience. It's just not gonna keep going up and up. There's gonna be pullbacks.
That's right.
I remember being so disgusted with myself when I first learned about Bitcoin from a guy who used to work for me. Now he's just a great entrepreneur, and he's sold 2 companies, and I caught him right at the point in time, visited his home when he was saying, "Hey, Toddy, you need to invest in Bitcoin." And at the time it was like $7,000. And I'm like, yeah, and I never did. And then it went up to 15, and then it went up to 20,000. And I'm like, I'm such an idiot. Why didn't I do that? And then boom, it went down to 3,000. And I was like, whoo, oh, thank you, Lordy. Thank you. And I felt sorry for him. I felt sorry for my good buddy CJ. But then, of course, it got up to 65,000. So it's just bumpy ride tech. So, but yeah, so it is. There are so many great things that are happening. I am going to. I can't wait until early summer. I know that that's probably about the timing for this unbelievable wallet that Diego's working on. Gosh, we have the TV series. We're doing the Tech Talk with Todd Lewis on a weekly basis. I have my first call with him tomorrow morning to map everything out. So starting next week, we'll get in a rhythm. Hope to have you on a lot more too, and we can chat about the specifics of Epicash. But so how old are your little ones?
So my daughter is 5 years old, and my son is only 7 months old.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yes.
Man. So you are working it at both ends, my friend.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And I imagine you have a saint for a wife who helps keep everything right down the middle of the fairway, right?
That's right.
So what's next for you? What are you working on? What do you want to like? Do you try to keep your videos to a specific amount of time, or what's in your future? How can I help you?
So right now, what I'm working on right now is just to get Epicash to the masses. And the only way I can do that is by creating the awareness.
Yeah.
I believe we need the help of the Epicash community to help spread the word. All they can do for us is to help share, like, and also if they haven't subscribed, to subscribe to our channels, so that together we can help bring Epicash to the masses.
Yeah, I'm going to do a real quick screen share again now that we have quite a few people here. Please, everyone, go to Finance Your Independence. 794 subscribers. Come on, guys, we can get 6 more there. Let's go on over here. Let me so we have 22 watching, 18 thumbs up, now 19 since I just did. So thank you everybody in the chat. It is always great to see good friends. By the way, I just want to tell you that I had a look. I think most of us have day jobs. Rarely do I have a conflict for my Epicash live, but I have a very important meeting that was scheduled by my CEO for noon on Friday. And you know what? He's my CEO. He eats the checks. So I am going to, we're going to do the Epicash live on Friday at 1 p.m. or right after. I don't know if, I hope the meeting that I'm on from noon to 1 goes earlier, but just know that it'll be right after that. So one will just let you guys know if you, and I'll announce that also in the community. Oh, what am I doing here? Let me go over here. Okay, that's you. I'm going to stop screen sharing. You know, another thing that I think is near and dear to your heart. And when you talk about how superior Epicash is to other forms of money, do you know how many unbanked people with no access to financial institutions there are in the world?
I don't know what the number is.
It is between 1.7 and 1.8 billion people.
Wow.
So why don't you just use the Lightning Network on BTC? Huh? Well, you have to have access to a financial institution to be able to get your money into an exchange, to be able to buy Bitcoin, to be able to then pay fees to get it on the Lightning Network, to later pay fees to get it off the Lightning Network. They're like, the Lightning Network is their, you know, solution. It's almost like Pavlovian bell, you know, it's like any issue. Oh, Lightning solves it. Lightning solves it. But everybody, please understand the way that Epicash is designed. It is designed so it is accessible to the unbanked. And when you just wait until you hear Tech Talk with Todd Lewis, as we start talking to him, because when I had my little chat with him this weekend and learned about those two beautiful words, superior money, you know, he, from the bottom of his heart, man, he really wants Epicash to be the solve for the let's call it 1.8 billion unbanked. Can you imagine splitting up 21 million coins amongst 1.8 billion? And those are just the unbanked. I'm sure there are a few smart people out there too who are banked, right? Like us, who will get it, you know, probably a little quicker, a little faster, because, you know, it won't be as foreign. But that's why, you know, Max has had this vision from the beginning of getting all of our documents translated into, I think we're in over 50 languages now. And
wow.
we're in over 100, and I think we're approaching 100. I know we're over 100. I've heard Yoga talk 108 countries now, to where we're mining in 108 countries and trying to hit every one of them, you know. So it's such an amazing project when you just start thinking about every little detail that goes into it. And we're just beginning. And I know there's a lot of people out there right now, all hangdog, that, you know, went up to $3 and down to $1.50 and whatnot. Guys, I don't even look at price anymore. It just because I'm committed to it. It's like, it's going to be what it's going to be. And I know it's going to be a lot higher in a year than it is now. And I'm in the right asset. So right. Yeah, sounds like you are not, you are in the same boat.
Absolutely.
I, you know, really want your daughter, 5-year-old daughter, to come on one of your videos and start teaching us, because what is it they say, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
That's
So
right.
I'm sure she's going to be smart as well, and she's going to be the youngest crypto expert in Long Island, right?
That's right.
Good. So how long have you held Epic?
So I've been holding Epic for, I think, about a month now. I bought it when it was at $3.
Okay.
And I saw it went up a little bit to like 368. And then due to the volatility and due to the uncertainty surrounding the Bitmart listing initially,
Yeah.
that caused the price to drop. But like you, I don't worry about the price. I've been in this space for 2.5 years now, so I get it. I understand volatility. I understand when you are dealing with an asset that has very little max supply, like Epicash, you have to understand that the volatility is going to be huge in either direction.
Yeah.
So it is my job to capitalize on the price when it is low. And when it's going up, just watch it go up. When it comes back down, I buy more and keep doing that until finally we get to mass adoption.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's people know this, but truly it is time tested that the best thing that you can do is just dollar cost average into it. I mean, that's what I did every single month. I would just I get paid 2 times a month. And I just took a certain percentage, and whatever, in that percentage, I just bought Epic at whatever price it was at. And I just kept doing that every 2 weeks. And, it just is just kind of nice running average up. And, then, you're going to catch some up here, but then also if you have a retrace, if you're dollar cost averaging over time, it's just the right investment strategy, especially with crypto. So yeah. What else, my friend? I'm sorry if you're hearing things dinging in here. It's like my cell phone has been blowing up and I don't know why.
No, that's fine. So you said something in your video the other day. You said you treat Epicash like your own business.
Yes. Yeah.
And if each and everyone in the community can do the same, I believe we will go far. Because the other day I was talking to a couple of friends in Africa about Epicash, and they were asking me to, tell them more, to show them more resources that they can actually go and learn more about the project. So I did. I sent them a few links, and they were able to visit the website and see for themselves what this project is about. It did not take them long before they decided to, make their first purchase on Bitmart Exchange. And
that's great.
Yeah, and I was actually excited about them being able to do that because they live in Ghana, and I know that the inflation rate in Ghana right now is on the rise. So them doing that a year or 2 years from now, they'll be able to, get a good return on their investment.
Well, and I love the fact that you said that they were able to just go on to Bitmart. I mean, the fact is, I really love the Vite exchange, but it is more difficult, and Bitmart is a major exchange. So people, it's much easier for the new person, or people are already crypto savvy. They understand it, they get it, they know they just need to get some USDT and then just go buy some Epicash. So that's really awesome. It's really awesome. And seriously, everybody, the only thing standing between us and $100 is awareness. And that's why when I talk about treating my bag as my own personal business, it's like rising tide lifts all ships, man. The more people are aware and the more people acquire Epic for all of the right reasons, our bags go up. It's like a balloon on an ocean. I mean, when the tides go up, rising tide lifts all ships. And so, it's like, when I say I treat it like my business, I look for opportunities all the time to give Epic away. I love paying Epic forward in my local community. That's how I am. That's how I do most of my, or I should say, when I give my Epic away, it's locally. I look for every opportunity I can with any kind of a service provider, and I get them. I have, my few links. By the way, everybody, in any of my videos, if you want to just copy and paste and put in your own notes, my repository of links that I drop in there with every show, it's a great library. I don't know if people appreciate it for what it is, but you can go in there and so usually I have the one I like to do is there's a link in there on how to someone wants to give you some Epicash. It's that one. It's the link to where you just send it to them, and it's like literally 10 slides that ultimately gets them to a Vite address that they can send you. And when they send you that, boom, you can then gift them with some Epic. And then after that, I'll send them the next link, which is how they can acquire Epicash. And I always tell people, when you're ready, go through that video. But when you're ready, the first time through Vite is a little nerve-wracking. I'll be here for you, and we'll do it together over the phone. I'll do it with you. And that's how we get people, so if people have told me my groomer for my dogs, Connie takes all of her tips in Epicash. My hairstylist, I pay for my tip. She's part of a company, but she wants her tip in Epicash. So anytime that you can tip somebody and you get them into Epic, a guy detailed my wife's car for her birthday, and he took the whole thing in Epicash. It was awesome. It was awesome. Wow. Yeah. It was only because when he detailed my car, I said I wanted to send him 100 Epic, and he was so embarrassed that he never followed through on setting up a wallet. So when he came back to do hers, he was like, "Man, I'm so embarrassed. I feel so bad." And I'm like, "No worries, man. You can make up for it, though. How about I just pay you for Giannis' car in Epic right now? I'll help you set up your wallet." And he did, and it worked out. So now he's hooked. Wow. Now he's nice. Yeah. So, all right, Ernest. Well, somebody is trying to get at me. Usually my phone doesn't blow up like this in the evening. So if you don't mind, man, thank you for doing what you do. And I want to have you on again when we can spend some more time. And just everybody, please go to Finance Your Independence, and let's help Ernest get over 1,000 subscribers. And look, we'll let's figure out how we can do more of these roundtables. Maybe we get a few other people in the community to come on with us, and we just kind of do some weekly hangouts every once in a while. How about that?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you, Ernest. Thanks everybody in the chat.
Thank you, Uncle V.
You bet. Really appreciate you. And when I press end, I'm going to stand here and look ridiculous for a little bit because everyone says I hang up on everyone too soon. So, all right, everyone, take care. Cheers.